So my story, I was in park support and I had an opportunity to go to line of business. My mentor told me to take the opportunity, so I did. So he said, well, do what you got to do. You're going to have to stick it out for probably a year and a half or so, and then we'll see if we can get you back into park ops. And as fate would have it, Pandora, the world of Avatar, posted, and I posted for it. I had to interview with Keith and Roger, and I was selected to join the opening team for Pandora. The coolest part about getting the role is Keith gave me the opportunity to be able to hire whoever I felt was the right candidate.
I think I might apply for Pandora. Jeff Lopez there. Do you know him? It has to be Disney people. And I mean, original Disney people, which the whole team was. So that's very good.
I was also on park support and left that team to take a temporary assignment as a leader in Frontierland in Magic Kingdom, where I was for just shy of 2 years. During that time, I was looking for a couple things, any opening team opportunity, and we all knew that this was coming up. I was also looking for any reason to work for Jeff again. So when I heard that he had gotten this role, it seemed like, okay, this is something that I really want to do.
After having been in attractions basically my whole career, I had moved to Epcot buses in late 2015. Definitely wanted to apply. I would have applied really no matter who had gotten the role. It was Dana. She texted me like, hey, you're Jeff Lopez, the proprietor for Pandora. And I got really, really excited at that point. It became more important for me to try to get to the team.
I wound up applying because I was running with Brian, actually, and I was working as a leader at Kilimanjaro Safari. So Brian convinced me that I should apply and told me about Jeff Lopa and how amazing he is as a leader, and convinced me that it was something that I should at least put my name in for. And so I did.
I had been an operator my entire Disney career, pushed the green buttons for years and years and years, and then I wanted to expand my horizons and went to the main entrance at Epcot, which then led me to the parking lot at Epcot. And while I was there, they asked if I wanted to open up Shanghai, which I jumped at that opportunity. It just all of a sudden clicked, and all I could think was, yeah, pushing the green buttons, operations. That's what I really, really love. So when I get back, my head count got moved and I was in transportation. And so for about 4 months, I was thinking, how in the world can I get back to pushing the green button? Fortunately, there were these floating mountains being built.
I wasn't going to apply. I had just gotten status, I think, at Animal Kingdom parking. I kind of had succumbed to the fact that I was in transportation and my Disney days would live out in transportation. Then I remember sending Jeff a picture and he's like, hey, did you apply yet? And I was like, no, I wasn't planning on it. My proprietor at the time, Jill, asked me if I was applying. And I was like, man, I should probably apply for this if they think I should apply.
I was in a park support capacity. I'd been in that world for a few years at that point, was loving it. And then my struggle was that I had been told that that role was most likely ending for the, I think, 47th time at that point. And I was always kind of trying to keep the next step in mind because I didn't know if that role was going to continue. I shared that I would love to be on some sort of opening team. So of course the conversation with Pandora started coming up.
What was I even doing? I don't know, it feels like a million years ago. I was at main entrance at Epcot. I obviously knew Pandora was coming. It was opening team. Maybe I'll go ahead and apply. And so I did.
I went to Shanghai as well. And when I left, I was with operations training for park ops and then got a call from halfway across the world that was like, oh, hey, by the way, your position is no longer there when you come back. So I reached out to Keith, who was then now our GM. I had kind of been planting the seed of I'd love to go to Pandora to help with opening if there's a possibility to do that. I was lucky enough for him to offer. And the timing was almost kind of perfect too, because when I came back, it was the perfect timing to come on board. And then I got back and Jay had already been working on stuff secretly from Dino Land. And I was like, that's fantastic. I've worked with him before. Can't wait to work with him again.
Pandora was still a far off dream the first time I heard about it back in late 2015. I was actually called into the office by John McCarthy, who was my ops leader at the time. He was kind of tapping me to be one of the OG creators. I told him I was definitely interested in it and wanted to be a part of it. So shortly after that, I met with Roger and Curtis from the project team. Literally got a call on a Sunday night. hey, we're having this meeting tomorrow morning. Can you be there? I went to it, and it was day one of Test and Adjust, where all the cast got their safety briefing and credentials to be on the work site. So I actually spent several months still as a Dinoland leader, but also running Pandora Test and Adjust. From there, I talked with Keith to find out if I wanted to stay on the team and be a part of the opening team. And obviously I did at that point.
I was over at Hollywood Studios at the time, Theater District West operations. I was asked to join the land control team about 2 weeks prior to the opening of Pandora, the World of Avatar. They said it would be about a 2 to 3 week TA. And I thought it'd be a really cool few weeks to go out there and see the opening of a brand new land. And then just to be a part of the excitement.
I was extremely nervous and excited to interview.
I just remember being really nervous and working so hard on the resume and the cover letter.
I did my resume the day before it was due.
I watched the movie so many times.
Jeff likes to tell the story a little bit differently, where he had to drag me kicking and screaming to come and interview for the role, which was not the case. I was actually very excited about it.
I had no idea who Jeff was. You all said very nice things about Jeff. I had no idea who he was. Then it felt very weird because Anna had to interview me with Jeff because Hugo and Jeff were doing the interviews, which again, I still don't understand how that ever happened.
The biggest thing that I remember of the interview was them asking me the question of whether or not we meet our guest expectations. I think I really bombed that question because I was way more honest than I should have been.
The interview's going fine. Then he says, where is your career going? And I'm like, why are you saying career to me? That ship sailed and sunk decades ago. What are you talking about? Come on. Where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully still alive. So that's probably not the best way to do an interview.
I didn't have to interview. Sorry, Jeff. You just got stuck with me.
Much like Ashby, Jeff just kind of inherited me as being part of the team when he joined the team.
After about a week went by, I started to get my bearings in the land. This man by the name of Jeff Lopa came up to me and he said, hey, how about we put you on a TA for 6 months to join the Pandora operations leadership team? I said, yeah, sure, why not? What could go wrong? And I asked him when I would start training. And he said, tonight. You train with Brittany tonight, Navi River Journey. You assess tomorrow, Navi River Journey. Best of luck. So I ran over to costuming because it was closing in 30 minutes. The next day after that, I started training at Flight of Passage. And by the time you knew it, I was a fully trained Pandora operations leader within about a week of being offered the TA.
I like to refer to myself as pseudo opening team. I was on the Park Rival team at the time that it posted. And, I thought to myself, should I apply? No, I probably won't even get an interview. And turns out that was true. So it was probably 4-ish weeks after opening of Pandora. And my leader brought me in at the time and was like, hey, the proprietor of Pandora reached out. They think they want to meet with you. They might have an opportunity. Is that something you'd be interested in? And I was like, no. And she was like, I think you should just go meet with him. So I then received an email from a man named Jeff Lopa saying, hi, Sarah. And I was like, this is a great start. Immediately, of course, followed by, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. I'm going to be totally honest. I was copying, pasting, and I called you the wrong name. I'm very sorry about that. And I was like, no problem. When do you want to meet? I'll go meet this guy. He starts off in his Jeff speech. It's not just him trying to figure out if I'm a right fit for his team, but I really need to figure out if I want to come to the team and that if I think that he's a right fit leader for me. And then he spent another 15 minutes basically convincing me that I might just be the right fit for the team. And, we exchanged a few sarcastic comments. And on the way out, I think I called him John just for fun. And I remember I got in the car on the way out and I called my husband and he was like, well, how did it go? And I said, well, I went into it not wanting or not liking the position. And I'm going to be honest, I left wanting the position.
And then the curveball came in that my husband was also applying and wanted to go for it. So that was quite the interesting dynamic in our household for a few weeks.
I was making my bed when I got the call and just being so incredibly excited about the opportunity to come and be on this team and be on an opening team.
I got the call when I was in my car. Jeff so graciously gave me the chance to call my husband first and tell him that I was going to be the one that was joining the team. So that was fun.
And thrilled to death that Jeff asked me to join the team. And I have been back 3 other times. That's how much I love it.
I was at Space Mountain and the phone rang and I ran out the back door. And I answered, he's like, oh, so how would you like to, come on over to Pandora? And I was like, oh my God.
And he tried to give me this like really long Jeff speech about how, a lot of people applied and kind of like dragging it out. Please just hurry up and tell me I didn't get it so I can go. He told me I got it. And believe it or not, I was excited, but my face probably didn't say it. But I actually gave Jeff a hug at the end of it. So I was pretty excited about it.
But it was great getting to know everybody, and it was very exciting and fun.
I have like two distinct memories shortly after that, one of which being a run-in with Kelsey over at Studios by the parking garage, where we found out that we were both going to be on the team and started geeking out over that because we had worked together before. And then that full list came out, and my mind was blown because, like, never in my wildest dreams did I think I would actually know everyone on that list, but like actually really enjoy everyone on that list. So seeing that was just like this, oh my gosh, this is going to be so much fun.
And the announcement had come out with everyone on the team, and I had text messages from everybody. I remember especially Michelle. I think her text message was, "Shut up, congratulations."
For whatever reason, he called me a few weeks later. I too was in the car when I got the role, and I remember saying yes, and him going, "Are you excited?" And me going, "Yeah."
I knew almost every one of you. We've crossed paths throughout our career. I knew what type of leaders you were, and those that I didn't, I heard that the type of leaders you are the people that would fit right in with this team. And being able to have the opportunity to build a team that believes at the core in the same principles and the same leadership philosophies, that truly, I believe, is why our team has been so successful for the past 3 years and will continue to be successful moving forward.